Hello there guys, it's Stephen here at a reasonable time of night for once. I say reasonable, it's just not 4:30 in the morning. It's about 2 o'clock actually as I'm recording this. City have just beat Bayern 3-2. We've won a friendly. Yes, it's nice, isn't it? Not that friendlies matter. I'm going to lay down my ground rules once again, as I said in the other 2 videos after pre-season friendlies. They don't really matter, friendlies. They are just a bonus. That's the way I see it. Don't worry about the negatives, as I've said a billion times, because there's 1,000 reasons why games could be negative and players could be rusty, but do enjoy the positives. And tonight, there was lots of positives to take from this game, other than the scoreline itself. This was a very young team playing against a very experienced Bayern team. And yeah, after going 2 goals behind against the run of play, may I add, they showed great character, to quote Brendan Rodgers there, great character to get back into the game and eventually come out 3-2 victors. And that's a really nice result for a bunch of young players there who've done themselves no harm at all, given the Community Shield next week. In general, we started off really brightly. We were all over them. We should have had a clear-cut penalty on a foul on Mahrez, but then typically we went straight behind after a couple of decent little chances that we missed, including Nmecha, and then basically Bayern showed their clinicalness and went down the other end and capitalised on our defensive naivety. And then later on, Robben got in behind after we'd once again been through on the other end, but a bad touch from Blue Bolton unfortunately saw a move break down, but that went straight down the other end, and Robben chipped Claudio Bravo to make it 2-0. And after that, we were kind of good. We got the goal that we deserved on the break. Bernardo Silva cutting inside after coming on for Mahrez, and I'll get onto him in a little bit, and curling it exquisitely into the far corner. And then the equaliser, a tap in from Lucas Nmecha, his first goal for Manchester City's first team. Even though it's a friendly, it's still a nice claim for him. And then after that, the third goal later on in the game came from a Bernardo assist, and I'll get onto him in a bit. Bernardo, is that new Bernardo? Who knows? And Bernardo Silva was second of the game. But in general, there was a few nice moments. I was really impressed with a few players. I thought after a relatively slow start to pre-season, Foden and Brahim, I thought they were both really good in that first half. Brahim for his effervescent running and driving in defence, and Foden for more subtle reasons. I thought he looked a lot better than he has done in the previous 2 games. I thought he was intelligent. His touch in particular was spot on, and a couple of lovely first time balls behind the defence. One in particular for Bolton was absolutely exquisite. He just looked a lot more confident, and he'd be a lot more happy with his performance. Sadly, towards the end of the game, he hobbled off holding his hamstring. It could just be cramp, fingers crossed, but it'd be a shame if he wasn't involved in the Community Shield. And then I thought there was a decent little display by Lucas Nmecha. Not his best game, but he led the line pretty well, given the fact that he's a kid and he scored a goal. Could have had a couple more, but he kept plugging away all the game. Bernardo Silva came on for Mahrez, looked particularly at home in the central role. One thing's for certain, if he does make the move to a central striker, at least we know he's got more of a goal threat than David Silva ever would do. I love David, but we all know that in front of goal, he was pretty naff for City. But 2 beautiful goals for Bernardo Silva, and then showed his class on the ball. It was strange to me that we didn't see Leroy Sané or Benjamin Mendy. I guess there's a reasons for that. I'm sure if they were fit to play, they would have played, but a bit disappointing going into the season that those really played hardly any game time at all, if we're being totally honest. Luke Bolton, once again, in my opinion, had a very good game. He's played himself, to me, into the Community Shield lineup. He has to play there. Danilo is still injured, allegedly. Kyle Walker's still not even back from holiday. And Bolton, once again, was just a bundle of powerful energy down the right, bursting forward when he can. He started tired towards the end and he went off in the second half, but it's understandable given the fact that he's a kid and he's not used to this level yet, and given the fact that he's also still only in pre-season. But he's done really well, and I'm really happy for him. A City fan, powerful, fast, willing, intelligent. What a pre-season he's had so far for Manchester City. Zinchenko at left back. He's just not a left back. He played kind of left wing back, but then obviously went more towards left back every now and then. He just got absolutely rinsed every single time by Robben, and the balls that went in behind him, I really like the lad, but he just cannot defend for his life. He's about as bad as I would be out there defending. He really is genuinely that bad. He's so much more comfortable playing further forward. He's just not a long-term solution there. I think that's obvious even in Premier League games, even in League Cup games, and definitely in pre-season games against quality opposition. On the right side of the defence, Humphries got taken on a few times by Kingsley Coman and looked a little bit uneasy against Ribery as well, which is understandable given their experience. Garcia wasn't quite as impressive as he was in the other 2 games, though he did have one nice little block there, but it wasn't really a standout performance along the lines of the other 2 games, which is understandable once again given the fact he's only a kid. I think in general, Bayern's experienced forward line, Robben, Coman and Ribery, they got him behind a few times, but once again, they're very good players, so it's understandable. Laporte, it was good to see him play, a couple of nice pinged balls, not a perfect game, but it's nice to see him on the pitch. Douglas Luiz had a good game at number 6 largely. He was strong in the tackle, he was aggressive, played some lovely passes. That was the best I've seen in the number 6 role, and after a very quiet first game in the number 6, he did really well there. He's given us some food for thought, and fair play to him. He looked very comfortable there. Once again, I was saying I thought Foden was really good, and Raheem in particular. Both tired a little bit in the second half, I would say, but it was nice to see him look so confident going forward. We got to see the new Bernardo, whatever he's called. It was nice to see him on the pitch. That name does sound familiar, and even looking at him play looked familiar as well. He looked very much like a young David Silva, left-footed, confident, big mop of hair. It had some flashbacks there, and he looks very vibrant as well. It's always nice to see a player who wants the ball, and he got an assist for Bernardo Silva as well. He has that thing that left footers do, where they look silky and look skillful. Apparently, he's been impressing in training quite a lot. I've heard rumours that he's been doing very well there. You can see why, given even his short cameo on the pitch. Looks a very intelligent, very silky player, and we can't get enough of those at Manchester City. Claudio Gomez got on as well. Didn't really see much of him, we're being honest, but it was nice to see him some more minutes there as well. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the pre-season, I guess, now, other than the Community Shield game. It was nice to see a little bit of positivity. It was great to see the young lads digging in there and getting a result after a very unfortunate 2-goal deficit early on in the game, which they definitely didn't deserve there. But yeah, that's the end of pre-season. I'm going to edit this video now and get it out. It's only 2:05. Only 2:05. It was like 3:30 and 4:30 the other times. So it's nice that this will be a reasonable time of night on a Saturday for once, because everyone's up at this time on a Saturday, aren't they? Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like if you're new to this channel. Like even if you're not new to this channel. Let me know what you thought and who your standouts were in the comments, and also let me know what team you would pick for the Community Shield. Fingers crossed that Mahrez' injury is just a knock, because that would have been a shame, wouldn't it? I forgot to mention that, but Mahrez did pick up a knock, unfortunately. I'm hoping it's just a precaution that they've taken him off, because that would be a huge blow, because that would be terrible, wouldn't it? Fingers crossed Foden's okay too. Anyway, guys, I will see you in a bit.